Hey, thought I'd play some East 9 today. I was given this key by NISA. So, let's go ahead and check it out. I've been playing for a couple hours. It definitely feels kind of samey. Doesn't really feel that much different than East 8. Kind of just using the same combat system, but it's fun for what it is. The world feels a lot better than East 8. It's a lot easier to tell where to go. There's less loading zones, which is nice. Tried as I might, I couldn't really finish East 8. I got frustrated with how hard it was to tell where to go. And they have like parkour stuff in this game, which is pretty cool too. I'm on hard mode right now. I don't really like going that much farther in East games because it just evolves to everything one-shotting you, and it doesn't really interest me. So we're just gonna play pretty casually. There's a chance I might play this again, depending on how long it takes for the PC version to come out, so I'd like to do Nightmare and Inferno, if I like the game that much.
I think we can scale that wall using my gift.
Alright, time for some kick-ass music. You know it's coming, it's an East game. There we go. Let's plow through this dungeon in today's video. I'm glad the strike character is not slow. I didn't like Sahad. He was way too slow. Martial artist eating good in this game, I guess.
Leave this to me, Adol. I can break their defenses.
It's off to a great start. Flashguard timing is a lot more strict in this game. Doesn't feel like you can get it as easily. It's a lot harder to chain flash guard and flash move. That was one of the most busted things in the last two games, being 8 and Celceta.
It's amazing Balduke has such huge tunnels beneath it. We can use my gift to reach higher areas. I'm sure it'll come in handy. Okay, next! Can you take this, Adol? Switch! A treasure chest! Too easy! There's something here.
Let's go!
Okay! Open!
there. Need to heal.
Doesn't feel too bad on hard mode, but I've never really been a big fan of harder difficulties in Ys games because it's generally just devolves into how much patience do you have to sit in the menu every time you make a mistake. It's like a highly optimized speedrun kind of thing. It's definitely a lot harder to flash guard and flash move, like they greatly reduced the window. Normal felt a little bit too easy. Hard feels about just right. It's not like it's the game's fault that I keep getting hit. It's mostly just I don't know the timings, and I'm used to the timings from past two flash guard games where it's way less strict. I'll learn as I go, I guess. I figure if I do play this again, which I very well might, I've been enjoying it so far, then that's when I would do like Nightmare and Inferno, like New Game Plus or something. But the PC release is supposedly in a few months, so far more likely I'll just wait for that. The frame rate in the town is like embarrassing how bad it is.
Something's there. Something's there.
Movement feels good as always. Very responsive, as it should be. It's one of the great things about Ys, especially the past couple games. Very responsive to play. Main problem I have with this game is the town frame rate is like really bad. They make you do fights in it sometimes, and it's just awful. Like, the frame rate in this game is really weird. It's like when you're in these like instance dungeons, it's completely fine for the most part. But when you get out into the town, it goes at like 2 FPS. A little bit suspect how poorly it runs. This does not really look like a PS4 game. Biggest benefit from this being a PS4 console game is that it does have less loading zones than the last game, which was my biggest complaint with it. Some people didn't mind it, but it particularly bothered me. To each their own.
A treasure chest.
See if there's anything over here. I've been so busy with Neo 2 PC, I haven't even really had time to do much with this. Make sure I get all the goodies in here. It's nice of them to give me this key. I wasn't really expecting it. I'm not really known for Ys games, but I've played a number of them. Last one I finished was Celceta, though. Eight, I got very close to the end. I should probably go back and finish that at some point. It's one nice thing about these games kind of having very similar combat. Is you can go back to the other ones and not feel like you're missing out a lot. The main gameplay mechanic difference in this would definitely be the traversal mechanics, which feel pretty good to use.
In that case...
It's nice that they let you heal in dungeons now. Feels pretty good at hard mode, it's just I need to learn the enemy attacks and stuff. It's one nice thing about Ys combat, even though I wouldn't even call it iterative at this point. It's basically just been the same thing for like 6 years now. It feels good for what it is. Hopefully they'll get a little bit more creative with it in the next game. It's one of those things that just kind of works, even though it's not particularly what you want. You want there to be more innovation with it, more options and stuff, but they're kind of dead set on just keeping it the same, which isn't inherently a bad thing. We've seen many series with combat make things worse over time, objectively. At least these guys know they've got a winning formula.
chest.
Let's let her heal up. Actually, there's a save room right here. Never mind.
Let's take a break.
This is a really big room.
Yeah.
Wait,
Totally not a boss room, right?
something's coming.
Big empty room with no obstacles. Totally not a boss. It also was the boss in the demo. Alright, let's see what you got. Restart. No. I forgot to save. That's not good. Oops. I like this though. They don't have that much health. I'm not a fan of like the harder, really harder difficulties in this game. These games. It's generally just, let's just give them 5 billion HP. Not really fun.
in it one last shot! Perfect! Here you go!
Nice. Yeah, I think about hard is about as far as I go. It's like legitimately challenging. It's not just
We managed to...
a steamroll.
They sort of... But...
Ugh.
It's... I had no idea, and I've lived in this city. That was a close call. I wonder what that monster was. It wasn't like the Lemiris.
You must leave the prison before the guards catch wind of your... I hope that one... Well...
Now, suddenly the frame rate gets worse.
Watch out for those guards. We can use our gifts to sneak past them. Hup!
They can't see very well. Glad these are equal opportunity employers. These guys are like blind.
Where are they hiding? Get me out of here already! They're not here!
Whoa!
Yeah!
Hup!
Yeah! Hey!
Like how none of the guards can hear this. they really not gonna make me do the escort mission? This would be the greatest game in existence if I don't have to. Wow, this game is revolutionary. I did not have to do an escort mission. That would have been an easy way to pad out like an hour of gameplay. I'm shocked. I was expecting to get pissed off and then just like stop the video and do it off stream or something. Like, now we're just gonna let you just walk straight out of there in a cutscene.
I see. Anyhow,
Dogi, you need to be
take a look at
playable
all
again,
this.
dude. You haven't been playable in like 12 years. Come on, man. Aren't you bored of just standing around as an NPC?
I get that it makes it less conspicuous for us to be coming and going with, but I'm not especially excited about the whole. You might play the part of a quiet old man.
Yeah,
You really can't. Well, I guess.
Nonsense. Carla from Pendleton. And that was...
That reminds me. Carla mentioned she knew
Is that...
If I remember.
My word!
Wow.
You must be Adol. And a doll, you certainly are. You're even cuter than I thought. Oh, Dogi. Of course I didn't forget about you. Ravishy.
Oh,
Allow me to introduce myself. I am Shantae.
he is something else.
And I'm Yufa. I can't wait to start working with everyone.
Good. Now that we're all here, as without one,
And what's...
my dear Adol. Oh no, not quite. Give up? What the bar needs is a proper name. Don't worry, I picked out a perfect name just for you, Adol darling. Are you ready for...
I hope...
I heard you traveled, but because of your predicament,
Oh, you don't...
you're a flower capable of plant. And when spring arrives, soon after, it... You, my dear Adol. I was aghast when Carl, but I will do everything I can.
Dandelion, huh?
You see? I was confident.
Yeah, have to say.
By the way, Adol darling,
Oh. No! The truth is... Well... was relying on the White Cat's power. But all this time, I was either hiding behind... That's why I decided to do something. But as me, Chris... Thanks. I wanted to give it... Oh. Before this, you travel on a road to your own destiny. Yes.
Look, they're...
Are you opening a shop? Yes, ma'am. I hope you'll all have a chance to visit. What kind of shop is...
It's already a lovely sight.
Thank you for doing this. It seems this is just what she needed to finally take that first step. She's a smart girl with so much potential. The company's success is driven by sheer cap. There's no need for her to be... Despite her gentle nature and the fact that she's a... Oh, but whether or not we share the same blood, I wouldn't treat her differently. It's business. Father depends on my work. It's my duty as his eldest.
Interesting. So this is the adventurer Adol Kristen.
Must be like 2 different adults or something. I assume that's what this is. Crimson King is like probably not actually him.
You're finally awake.
Makes sense, because how do you make it so he loses that? I mean, he's got the Samus Aran syndrome, where he gets all this cool stuff and he just loses it in the next game, but gonna be a little far-fetched to just take those powers away from him. So I'm guessing the Crimson King that you control is like not actually at all.
As you can see... I'm afraid I don't know. Sorry, but I'll bring you food and water, and don't try anything, even if you somehow get out of that cell. Recently, some monstrum called the Crimson King supposedly snuck in.
That confirms it, I guess.
There was a big fuss about it, but we're safe here. We're in the most secure part of the prison, the special sector.
Alright, well, that's gonna do it for today. I didn't get much sleep last night, so it's a nice beefy video. How long was that? About 40 minutes. Just get to a save point here, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Story's been pretty predictable so far. Like, he just basically confirmed a plot twist right there. You're not actually playing as at all, which makes sense. Makes it easy for them at the end of this to just kind of wipe his powers away. But maybe it'll make more sense this time, instead of him having, like, all this legendary equipment that just kind of disappears. Alright, I'll catch you guys tomorrow.